start to the weekend. I was super busy Friday, and I didn't get home till 12:30 last night. So there was just no way I was gonna be able to pull off a video. I was really trying to. So I'm sorry if anyone was disappointed by that, but I've not forgotten. And here is going to be today's weekend forecast. There will be other content on the way this weekend as well. So look forward to that. But in the meantime, we're just gonna go ahead and jump into the forecast here. There's not really a whole lot to talk about here. It's gonna be a very quiet weekend, albeit a cold one. And for some of you, it's gonna be windy too. So for some of these areas up north in particular, you guys are gonna be sitting in the teens and the low 20s throughout the day. It could be windy here as well, so you guys need to be a little bit more layered up than normal because that wind chill is definitely going to come into play today. So moving this along here, excuse me. I'm starting to. It feels like I'm trying to get sick right now myself. But anyway, for a lot of these areas, especially up to the north, a lot of you guys are not getting out of the 20s today. You might get to the mid to upper 20s, and then if you look at Minnesota here, we're getting into the teens. Of course, it's going to be cold over towards the Great Lakes, and also I didn't even mention on the channel too much once it started happening, but the insane lake effect snow event that's happened over towards Buffalo, where we are getting about 50 inches of snow. That's unheard of, but I also plan to do a video which explains how that works. So be sure to be on the lookout for that soon. And then maybe I might even do like a small analysis on it. Still got to gather some of the data I would need for that. But anyway, I'm rambling a lot. Let's get on with this. So we're getting to the late evening hours here, and for the most part, a lot of people aren't going to be getting above 20 in most of the eastern U.S. as well towards the Great Lakes. Once we get further towards the coast, we get a little bit of that warm air going, and it's mildly warm, but everybody looks like they're below average this weekend. So just make sure you're layered up pretty nicely, and I think you should be fine. Just prepare for the day accordingly. That's the main thing here. And it's pretty much going to be the same story Sunday. Maybe a little bit more of the cold air starting to retreat a bit compared to today. But once we get into Monday here, since we're far enough into the weekend to look at this, it's still going to be relatively cold, but nowhere near as bad. We'll be starting to get back into that warming trend, but with that warming trend also lies the potential for trouble later in the week. I've been talking about that in the last couple of videos I've done. Link will be in the top right corner for that, by the way. As for the actual reflectivity here, by the way, there's not really much going on with it, so we're going to just basically run through it once. I'm going to run the loop, and then we're going to talk about the wind. There we go. So here we are with the reflectivity here. Again, not really a whole lot going on. Like I said, this is a little low pressure system that's going to bring some unsettled weather towards the Gulf Coast, over towards Texas, and then mainly going to center itself near Florida. You might get a few showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms here and there, but even then for those guys, it's going to be relatively cooler, and those thunderstorms won't have a lot of oomph as a result due to the lack of stability. And then if you really look around the rest of the country, other than a few looks to be more lake effect snow bands for people that don't need them, it looks like it's going to be relatively quiet. And even when we get into Monday, it still looks quiet. There's a little bit of disturbed weather off of southeastern Texas, maybe heading towards the southeast, but beyond that, I really don't see too much going on here. We'll roll our way through into the wind gust here, and this is where, like I said earlier in the video, So where I want you to take note is especially up north, because we're getting those wind gusts where we could be getting up to 20 to 30 miles an hour. If your temperature's already in the teens, and you factor in that wind chill, you could be dealing with wind chills either near or below zero. So definitely over towards North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Nebraska, Iowa, and even over towards Illinois. Definitely watch those wind chills throughout the day. So this wind energy pushes its way out to the east, and then it looks like tomorrow it's still going to be a pretty miserable day as far as temperatures are concerned over towards the northeast and the Ohio valleys more so. Especially over towards the morning hour. So if you're planning to go to church tomorrow, just make sure you're layered up really well. And then there's a really good big swath of wind that starts to pop up around the Ohio Valley as well, so be ready for that. Although there is going to be a bit more warmer temperatures in store. But it looks like towards the evening that starts to die off, and then it becomes more of an issue towards the northeast. But beyond that, not much going on here. Over towards the southeast, we're looking like we're going to be relatively calm. Around the west, there's not much going on. Of course, this will change towards the middle of the week. But that's pretty much it for this video. I made it longer than I should have, in my honest opinion. Part of it was rambling. I'm also appreciative of you guys being here. I'm also appreciative of all the subs that we've gotten this year. It hasn't even been a year on this channel. To have 100 already is amazing to me. But if you liked anything that I did in this video as well, definitely drop a like. Let me know what your thoughts are on that that potential Thanksgiving storm, which I'll be dropping a video on later tonight. And of course, if you watch the videos regularly and you haven't subscribed, definitely do so. But this has been Tyler Metalhead Weatherman. I will see you guys in the next video. You guys have a good Saturday.